Hello, Rossman families. This video was made to highlight our students that received the Pillar of Character Award for Citizenship. These students were recognized on May 3rd at our PERC Assembly. We will kick things off in kindergarten. First up is Joseph in Mrs. Bokey's class. Mrs. Bokey notes that Joseph is always willing to help, is kind, and welcoming to his peers. Joseph's favorite part of school is recess, and his favorite school lunch is cheese pizza. Next up is Mrs. Broughton's class, where we will honor Sawyer and Lena. These two are deserving of this honor because they are caring and gentle and respectful to all. Sawyer enjoys peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at school and also enjoys playing outside. Lena's favorite school lunch is corn dogs, and she spends her free time playing with her sister and cousins. In Mrs. Jackson's class, we have two deserving nominees, Tristan and Sophie. Mrs. Jackson shares that Tristan and Sophie are both hard workers that have shown tremendous growth this school year and are respectful to all at school. Tristan's hobbies include playing in his basement or swinging, and his favorite part of school is recess. Sophie enjoys playing with her neighbor Stacy, and her favorite school lunch is fruit by the foot. Also in kindergarten, we would like to recognize Stella and Nora in Mrs. Cedarquist's classroom. Mrs. Cedarquist shares that these two were selected because they are always demonstrating all of the pillar character traits. Stella's favorite school lunch is chicken noodle soup, while Nora prefers hot ham and cheese sandwiches. Outside of school, Nora's hobbies include playing with her parents and siblings, as well as participating in gymnastics. Stella spends her time outside with her family and doing art projects. Our final kindergarten honorees are Emma and Etta in Mrs. Wenschlag's class. Emma and Etta demonstrate citizenship by being responsible, cooperative, and great role models for their peers. They both list recess as their favorite part of the school day. Etta's favorite school lunch is hot ham and cheese, while Emma prefers sloppy joes. Moving on to our first grade recipients. First up are Sydney and Lydia in Mrs. Hoganson's class. Mrs. Hoganson notes that these two character kids are kind, patient, and helpful to all in their classroom. Sydney's favorite part of school is recess, and she enjoys eating pizza at lunch. Lydia enjoys math at school, and she spends her free time playing with her puppy Lucy. Next up are Carter and Kelvin in Miss Joppru's class. Miss Joppru notes that these two are deserving because they are caring, responsible, and friendly. They both state that recess is their favorite part of the school day. Kelvin spends his free time riding bike and playing with his neighbors. When Carter is not at school, he's usually playing outside with his brothers and sisters. In Miss Lee's class, Luke and Ollie were selected as the pillar winners. Luke and Ollie were selected because they are responsible and helpful, as well as being great role models for their peers. Luke enjoys eating pizza at school, and his hobbies include football, basketball, and baseball. Ollie's favorite part of the school day is recess, and when she is not at school, you will probably find her playing with her friends or her sister. Also being honored are Dutch and Zayden in Mrs. Miller's first grade classroom. Mrs. Miller states that they are honest and show responsibility for their choices. Zayden enjoys snack time at school, and his favorite school lunch is tacos. Dutch also enjoys tacos for lunch, but he noted that science is his favorite part of the school day. Lastly, our final first grade honorees are Bethany and Ben in Mrs. Okeson's class. They were selected because they work hard, are kind, and helpful to everyone at Rossman. Both students list math as their favorite subject at school. In his free time, you will probably find Ben playing with his pet snake and fishing. Bethany lists napping and playing with her kittens as hobbies. Next up is second grade, and first we will recognize Breck in Mrs. Itzon's class. Mrs. Itzon notes that Breck is deserving of this award because he is a great citizen both at school, where he is always helpful, and outside of school by protecting the environment when he hunts and fishes. Breck enjoys Phi-Ed and math at school, and when he is not hunting or fishing, you will probably find him on the golf course. In Mrs. Knutson's class, Layla and Wyatt were honored with the Character Pillar Award for always being responsible and reliable. In her spare time, Layla enjoys participating in gymnastics and dance, and her favorite school lunch is tacos. Wyatt's hobbies include hunting and fishing, and during the school day, he looks forward to Phi-Ed. Also being honored are Thomas and Avi in Miss Ruley's classroom. According to Miss Ruley, Thomas and Avi are such great citizens in both the classroom and the school. She notes that they are responsible, respectful, and caring at all times. Both students list reading as their favorite subject. In her free time, Avi likes to play outside and spend time with her family. Thomas likes to climb trees or go fishing. Our final second grade honorees are Che and Jack in Mrs. Schultz's class. Mrs. Schultz notes that both students are truthful, play by the rules, and are responsible. Jack's favorite school lunch is chicken nuggets, and his hobbies include playing with his cat or watching videos on YouTube. Che enjoys playing sports including football, soccer, and hockey, and his favorite school lunch is spaghetti. Now we move on to our third grade recipients. First up is Reed in Mr. Nelson's class. Reed's classmate voted him as the winner of the character pillar of citizenship because he is always kind and respectful to everyone he interacts with. Reed also takes responsibilities for his actions in and outside of school. Reed's hobbies include playing football, hanging with friends, and having bonfires. Next up are Adeline and Aiden in Mrs. Sunram's class. They were selected because they are helpful, respectful, and caring towards the environment. Aiden's favorite subject is Phi-Ed, while Adeline prefers library or daily 5. Aiden's hobbies include playing with his siblings and spending time outside. In her spare time, you will probably find Adeline playing with her dog or spending time on her iPad. Also being honored is Hayden in Mr. Whiting's class. Mr. Whiting shares that Hayden can always be found helping make the classroom and Rossman a better place to be. She picks up after herself and others, holds the door for people, and always wants to include others. She's a shining example of how to be a good citizen. Hayden's favorite school lunch is tacos, and her hobbies include gymnastics and playing outside. Our final honoree in third grade is Owen in Mrs. Wood's class. According to Mrs. Wood, all year Owen has shown citizenship through helping people in the classroom. He picks up trash on the floor without being asked or expecting a character slip. He cares for others and helps them when they are in need. He is kind, respectful, and is always wanting to better himself. Owen is a great role model for all of us. Owen's favorite subjects at school are Phi-Ed, recess, and math, and he spends his free time playing soccer and Xbox. Next up is our fourth grade recipients. Mr. Alton's class has one nominee, Lucas. Mr. Alton notes that Lucas is always finding ways to help people in his community. He is constantly picking up after people, cares for the environment, and is resourceful with material some would like to throw away. At school, Lucas's favorite subject is math. When he is at home, he likes to explore and ride bike. Also being recognized are Adrian and Maya in Mrs. Barr's class. Mrs. Barr shared that these two are always looking for ways to make their classroom a better place. They are kind and include others. They routinely clean the classroom for the sole purpose of making it a better environment, never looking for praise or recognition. Adrian spends his free time dirt biking, and his favorite subject is writing. Maya enjoys recess while she's at school, and her hobbies include dance and gymnastics. Our next honorees were selected by their peers because they always follow the school rules, complete classroom jobs, and are kind-hearted. Josie and Braden in Mrs. Gilson's class both list their favorite time at school as recess. Josie's hobbies include playing Fortnite and biking, while Braden spends his time playing Xbox. Last but not least is Cadence in Mrs. Hines' fourth grade class. Mrs. Hines shared that Cadence has been a great leader in character throughout the school year. She is kind, respectful, responsible, and an all-around enjoyable person to be near. She exemplifies what it takes to be a good citizen of Rossman, and we are lucky to have her on our team. Cadence shared that her favorite school lunch is chicken noodle soup, and at school she loves to read. Now we move on to our fifth grade pillars of character. First up is Sydney in Mrs. Hannon's class. Sydney was selected by her classmates for this award because she is helpful, caring towards all, and responsible. Sydney's favorite school lunch is spaghetti, and her hobbies include golf, playing with her dog, and spending time outside. Next is Mikhail in Mr. Highmark's class. Mr. Highmark notes that Mikhail is a true example of citizenship because of his leadership and reliability both at school and in the community. At school, Mikhail's favorite activities are Phi-Ed and recess, and his hobbies include soccer, swimming, snowboarding, and basketball. In Mrs. Nielsen's class, Addie was selected as the pillar of character by her classmates because she always cleans up after herself and others. She is quick to offer help to anyone, anytime. She takes care of her space and is also looking out for others. Addie is a great student and citizen in our room. Addie's favorite school lunch is spaghetti, and in her spare time she likes to swim, play basketball, and spend time with her dogs. Our final honoree is Callie in Mr. Zunich's class. Mr. Zunich knows that Callie is deserving because she is always looking to help others, whether it is at school or in Girl Scouts. Callie's favorite subject in school is math, and her hobbies include watching movies and hanging out with her twin brother. Congratulations to all of our Pillar of Character honorees, not only this month, but throughout the school year.